Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. We're here. We're doing it. It's been another fantastic 2 weeks, and here you are. Just chugging through a Monday. Just trying to beat it, right? You're doing your best. You're just coming out, you're probably hungover after a St. Patty's Day weekend. Oh, did you do a little drinking for the old St. Patrick? Did you help him get those snakes out of the fucking Ireland? Did you drive the snakes out of that island and think, I earned myself a tasty beverage? Because that's what you do after driving out snakes, after you do some pest control. That's some good, honest, blue-collar work. Of course, you're going to throw back a couple brewskis after doing that. You helped out a friend, old St. Patrick. Patrick came over and was like, buddy, I got snakes. And you said, say less, dude. We're going to drive out those snakes together. And you went over to old Patrick's house, and boy, howdy, was he not kidding. It looked like the Raiders of the Lost Ark in there. Look, just Indiana Jones down in those fucking snake pits trying to get some information on some ancient hidden treasure. That's what St. Patrick's house looked like. And you helped drive those fuckers out, and then you guys got some brewskis and you celebrated. And now you're hungover and you're paying for it. You were a good friend, and you tried to reward yourself, and now you're paying for it. No good deed goes unpunished. You probably all did the pub crawls, had the good time, wore some green. I'm recording this on St. Patty's Day. I should technically be wearing some green right now, but I'm not gonna, because this comes out in the future, so it doesn't count. It doesn't matter, okay? Also, if you're an adult and you pinch somebody who's not wearing green, you are totally within firing zone, okay? You should be able to tee off on somebody. Nope. Oh, excuse me. I burped right into the mic there. I apologize right there. That's just rude. But seriously, you pinch somebody who wasn't wearing green on St. Patty's Day, and they freak out on you, they have every right to, okay? They don't have to participate in your cultural event, okay? St. Patty's Day, I don't know why everybody feels like everybody has to participate in. It's the one Irish holiday, so I think maybe the Irish are real sticklers for it. I'm Irish, and if I saw somebody not wearing green, I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd be like, huh, cool, dude, you just picked out an outfit because you look good in blue. Those are your colors. Turns out royal blue and white doesn't wash you out. Makes you look fucking great, bud. You picked out a solid outfit to go out and have a couple beers in. You shouldn't have came to any bars, though, because it's St. Patrick's Day. You shouldn't have came to a bar. If you don't want to deal with dickheads and get pinched, you got to stay away from the bars. But you're hungover at your desk right now. Dude, you're a real fucking trooper if you drank on actual St. Patrick's Day. If you actually went out on the Sunday, the actual St. Patrick's Day, you're a trooper. There's a lot of people who treat that as a weekend excursion, though, dude. Just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just getting obliterated. Just getting absolutely tanked. This isn't even my favorite drinking holiday. Honestly, my favorite drinking holiday, and I haven't done this in so long, the best time I ever had was when I was 21, 22, right around that time, right? And it's around this time. It's just not actual St. Patrick's Day weekend, dude. It's this first round of March Madness. Ooh, is that a great drinking holiday? Ooh, man, that's when you want to be at the bar, dude. Oh, my God. It's so much fun. My dad and I, for like a couple years, one of the things we did before we moved to Des Moines, over in Omaha, there's a place called DJ's Dugout. Great bar right downtown. Great sports bar, right? Like, you think your places that you like to go have TVs, right? This is Buffalo Wild Wings. It felt like on steroids, dude. It was so good. Like, multiple actual drop-down big screen projectors, right? So they would have the biggest games on those, and then they'd have 6 other TVs around those with the other games. They had every fucking game on possible for you to watch the entire first round. And so I remember taking school off. Like, I don't even know how I did it because it's college and it didn't count, and who cares? That's how, Wade. You know, if you just don't give a fuck about school, you can have any drinking holiday you want. But I remember my dad, I think he either took the day off or like he would weasel his way out of work, right? And we go sit at DJ's dugout and just fill out our brackets and just start drinking, order wings and onion ring, just a smorgasbord, right? And just have a good fucking time. That's a quality drinking holiday, okay? Underrated is getting a group of dudes together for the beginning of March Madness and just getting some pitchers, some pints, and fucking wings, dude. Ugh. That's the madness, and the madness really begins the next day when you have to sit on the toilet bowl after those decisions. Turns out the next day is a bowl game. It's so fun, though. Oh, man, I can't wait for it. I love the bracket tournament, too, especially when you got a team in it. I can't wait to root for the Cyclones. Hope they do well this year, man. I just want them to make it deep. I'd love them to win it, obviously. Who doesn't want to see their team win the championship? But, man, just to see them get to the Final Four, I would be so stoked. Just a Final Four appearance would be fucking awesome. I just would love to see that, and that team deserves it. It'd be fucking dope. So excited for March Madness. So excited. So excited for it, dude. Basketball is one. I try not to talk about sports too much on this one because I know you guys. I don't know. I don't know how people feel about sports. Some people are really for them. Some people love talking about them and stuff, dude. I love them so much. Like, it's just, this is that time of year I really love sports, honestly, because I love college basketball. I watch it throughout the year, watch my team. I watch Iowa State the whole year. And then this tournament time, dude, the NCAA tournament is one of the best fucking things in college sports, dude. Just in sports in general. It's so much fun. It's why I get why in Europe, why that the Champions Cup is so like fun. Because I believe it's a tournament style thing. I should look that up. I don't even know. See, I don't know. Maybe this is why I can get in the European Shotgun Champions League tournament. Is it a tournament? I like. Do they do that? Is it let's look at that. Well, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna actually learn about European sports for once. Okay, the Champions League, previously known as the European Cup, is an annual club-associated football competition organized by the Union of European Football Association, a contest by the top division European clubs, deciding the competition winner through a round-robin group stage qualifier with a double-leg knockout format. A single leg final. So it is just one big tournament. So you just got to be the best, get ranked, and get in your thing, and then you get to go into the tournament. Yeah, so I get why that's so fucking cool over there, and I get why they love that so much. Because there's something about a tournament, right? Because then it's just 1v1, in that case, there's a dual knockout, right? You got to lose twice and you're out, right? But either way, a tournament like that, it just adds so much more because it just comes down to the one game each time. And that's what makes the NCAA tournament so cool. You got to just win. And whoever's getting it done wins. Like baseball, I love the World Series. I love playoff baseball. But if they just did an elimination tournament, it would make it it would be way more fun, I think, a little bit. Just doing games of like 3. I don't know. The 7-game series in the world for baseball always seems a little much, but it's also fun because then it's like you're never out of it. So that's the other argument. But there's something so much more satisfying knowing that this is the game. You have to win. If you don't win, you're not moving on. That elimination aspect of it makes it so much fun, and that's why I love the NCAA tournament. It's just you just see these dudes out of nowhere like step up and become stars because it's just their moment somehow, and like it's a dark horse seed, like a 12 seed somehow makes it to the Elite Eight, and you're just like, how are they doing it? They're just clicking the right time. You love to see it, and you love to see the underdog stories. It's fun, and the kids are trying, man, dude. They play so fucking hard, and it's great. I love it. I love this time of year for sports, for me personally, because you got the NCAA tournament starting, right? Next month is the fucking Masters, which is one of the best sporting events ever. I know most people don't like golf. I get it. You didn't grow up the way I did. I love golf. Okay, I've been spoiled. I love golf. I came up into that just watching it. I'm deep into the golf game, dude. I love it. And the Masters is one of the best tournaments in the world, dude. And it's so fun. That golf course is always beautiful. It's a true test of that sport, because you have to play every day perfect if you want to show up and win that thing. And if you let it slip through your fingers on Sunday, it's fucking over, okay? You have to be perfect, and that golf course is relentless in exposing you to possibly having to just grit and grind to do it. You know, it will spit you out if you allow it, and if you show an ounce of weakness on that golf course. And it's great. That's why Augusta National is a special place, because of the way they do it. And so, that's coming up in April. So that's fantastic. The first major of the year. I'm so excited for that. And then the creme de la creme for me personally as a sports fan, even though I just talked shit about the World Series, but baseball's back, dude. I'm so excited for baseball this year. I'm so excited. And I know a lot of old heads are very much not a fan of these new things happening in baseball, but there's a lot of things I really like. I will say this. The rule they did about getting rid of colliding with the catcher, I think that's dumb. I think you should still be able to truck a catcher. I believe in that old school principle. As a former catcher, I want you to try to come take me out, dude. I want to see mano a mano, who's tougher. If you're going to try to be a train on the track, I'm going to try to derail you, dude. I love it, dude. The problem is because I was a kid who never played football, but I should have. I have a linebacker mentality, dude. I had a linebacker mentality playing basketball, and I had it during baseball. If you came towards the plate, I was going to try to lower my shoulder and truck you while you were running full speed at me, dude. That's why I think you should have kept it in. Okay, let's find out. And also, it's fun to try to, they try to check you and try to, make you drop the ball, dude. Ooh. Ball security, dude. I'd never fumble a football, dude. I'm too good, because I knew what ball security was with a fucking baseball, dude. A lot of people, though, are upset about the new rules that they just put in, dude. I've been seeing it in spring training, where they can now challenge the umpire's calls. Now, a lot of people complain because it's slowing the game down, right? You got to take time to do a replay and a check. But, dude, does it make me so happy as a catcher. That, as a former catcher who had to deal with some shitty umpires, right? And I know I never played at an MLB level. I never would have got access to this. I didn't even play at, a good college. I'm sure the NCAA, the college baseball, is going to have these now, where you can, have this technology that you can challenge and reverse the call, right? That'll happen. I never would have had access to this in any point. I wasn't good enough and played at those levels. But, as somebody who was behind the dish and had to deal with shitty umpires, where you'd watch your buddy throw a fucking, just a nasty fucking 12-6 curveball, and it clips the bottom of the zone just just what you want. Starts at the letters and just drops off at the end of the table before that guy, he's not even thinking about swinging at it, and he just buckles. And then the umpire's just like, that's a ball, it's too low. It's like, dude, that was perfect. And now that you can call these fuckers on their bullshit and just be like, run it back, check the board. I love it. I love that catchers now can just be like, no, that guy's fucking wrong. I hit the corner. And I love how this is how good MLB catchers are. You're seeing these pitches, and I can see it, because you'd see them frame it and put it right there, and they're like, ball, and they're like, that was a strike. They're like, yeah, it's not a strike. and then they'll do the reveal, and it'll show on the screen that just the tip of the ball hit the zone like that, and that's a strike. As long as that ball has crossed the plane there at any given point, that is a strike. So these pitchers are fucking dicing, just barely nicking it, just fucking lighting a candle like with a match of a baseball. You know what I mean? They're setting off matches. They're just barely grazing it. Fucking love it, dude. And I love that people like Angel Hernandez is just gonna get fucking heckled so bad this year. That guy sucks so bad, and now that there's a whole system to check him, I hope he freaks out. I hope he fist fights a manager because he's mad about them constantly calling out his calls. Be one of the first time, just a complete role reversal. He's like, you gotta let me do my fucking job. And it's like, you're not doing your fucking job well enough. And he's like, you gotta let me do my fucking job. I'm calling balls and strikes. Well, you're clearly not because you can't fucking see them. And they end up ejecting an umpire. That would fucking rule. Another umpire ejects an umpire because he's so mad about getting called out on his bullshit the entire game. Woo! God damn it, it's going to be a fun year. There's going to be so much weird shit like that. There's going to be so many not top 10s where we're just on ESPN about just some umpire who missed like 19 calls in a game. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait till some of these umpires set major league records for most blown strike pitches called. Somebody already has a fucking record for sure because they keep that whole thing on the TV, right, where they have the strike zone there the whole time, and you can see it. Dude, somebody's already calculated that. They just use AI. I guarantee if I just ask Chat GPT right now, it'd be like, this person holds the record for most bad calls in a game. They inconsistently call balls and strikes at a rate of blah, 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 blah. So, yes, I cannot wait for this. Oh, dude, it's just the best time of year for sports for me. I love watching football, but man, this is for like all the sports that I really played and liked growing up. This is the perfect time of year. I love it. Big. That's why it's always weird when people are like, yeah, now the football's over. As a sports fan, there's nothing to watch. It's like, well, you're not a sports fan if you don't think there's anything else to watch. There's also fucking hockey going on too. Jesus, there's all sorts of shit. Okay, we have enough distractions. Don't try to tell me there isn't enough. Anyway, you got me distracting you this week, right? Yeah, speaking of that, why don't we get into what I found this week? It's because rather than me rambling on about how much I like sports, we can just talk about something that's useful, and maybe you can actually learn something on this podcast for once. What? We learn things on this podcast? Yes, if you're new here, I find an article or something fun to read each week. Typically, it turns out to be about science or psychology. I don't know why it always keeps turning into that, but it's because it's interesting to me, and I just pick what I interest. But if you guys like me to read something that you're interested in, email us at punagame@gmail.com, and just put the subject line, not worth the time topics, and just submit an idea. So if you're on YouTube, leave a comment. Same thing. Just write a topic or whatever, and I'll try to find an article and do it. I'd love to do that. So love to explore my horizons. So do that if you're on the YouTube or if you want to email us. All the links are in the description, so check that out. But let's get to what I found this week myself. So this comes from New Science again. Really been liking this magazine. They find all sorts of cool articles to talk about. And this one is something I've thought about a lot because I've seen different studies about this here and there. So this one will be interesting to add to the mythos about it, which is plants make distress calls, but can other plants hear them? The idea that plants communicate by sound has caught a widely, but there is caught on wildly, but there is no solid evidence that is true, according to reviews of studies. Plants are not capable of exchanging information through acoustic channels, says Nicolas Mathonia of Genmont University in Saint-Eclet, France. I hope I said that. I probably didn't. I definitely didn't say that right. That's the saint of Saint Patrick. That's his cousin who's from France. Since since as far back as the 1970s, we have known that plants make sounds when stressed or under attack. Water moving through the plant's vascular tissues can result in squeaks and chirps if fluid is in short supply, while rhythmic chewing by caterpillars can make leaves vibrate. Several studies have proposed that such sounds might be perceived by other plants, which respond by developing chemical or physical defense, for example. Damn. So that's what's actually creating those creaking noises. So if you listen to your plant, you're just hearing water moving through their vascular tissue. That's weird. They also chirp. I wonder, that's got to be by design too. I wonder if over time plants, like, because the whole point of it is pollination, right? The reason I recently watched a whole documentary on Netflix, one of the nature ones. They have about 1 billion of them now, but talking about the evolution of plants and why they bloom a certain way and bloom at a certain time to attract bees or any other insects, right? In order to pollinate, because that's how they reproduce. So I wonder if, like, chirping, they made that sound. Maybe do crickets and like other things help pollinate? I would assume any bug, as long as they're going from flower to flower, they're helping cross pollinate. So that would make the most sense. I've never heard of a plant chirping, which is very weird. The whole the fact that they make physical, like, caterpillars chewing somehow is and that's how it's communicating to other trees. I've always wondered about that. That doesn't make sense. I've never heard sounds, so this is a new one for me, right? I've always heard that when the caterpillars start eating like leaves on a tree or certain plants, right? They're eating those leaves. It's not a sound. It's actually like a pheromone. So when they start chewing on that leaf, it releases a different chemical or pheromone through the air, and like that smell or pheromone is what, and I don't think pheromone's the right thing. I don't think plants have pheromones. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but you guys get what I'm saying. There's a smell or something, a chemical that way, that when it gets blown downwind, it knows to be like, oh, they're coming to eat us. We got to change our chemical balance. So that's what I've heard. I've never heard about the sound. The only thing I've ever heard about sound, and this is what will be interesting, I'm sure, and I'll get back to reading after this. The only thing I've ever heard for sound is that they can hear running water. That if you put a plant, right, and you can put it, they've done studies where they put them in a big brown box. They put them in a box where you can see the dirt, obviously. Big brown box. I'm a fucking idiot. They put the plant in a brown box. You mean a big box of clear dirt, Wade? Yeah, you fucking moron. Anyway, they put it in a clear box of dirt so you can see the roots, right? And then they play sound of like a babbling brook or running water is of some kind, right? And over time, as the roots grow, it grows towards the sound of the water, which I think is very interesting. Now, there probably could be other factors they never tested for. That's why experiments need to be repeated in order to know that. But that's all I've ever heard about sound, so I didn't know about the communicating with plants. However, Matlin, whatever, his colleagues say that these sounds are very high pitched and low energy, so they are unlikely to propagate more than a few centimeters. Oh wow, that's all. Okay, you can only hear them from a few centimeters. So only the bugs can hear them cry out. Only your attackers can hear their shrieks as they've been eaten alive. No, this answers the old question If a tree falls in the woods, and there's nobody around to hear it, does it still make a sound? Apparently not, because even the trees don't hear it. Nobody's hearing that shit. Plants make sounds when they're being nibbled on by caterpillars. That is crazy that they vibrate. They sit there and so. And when you're a vegan or a vegetarian and you're eating vegetables, does that vibrate in your mouth while you're doing that? You're just like, I need to eat more salad. Next time I eat a Caesar salad, I'm going to see if my lettuce vibrates in my mouth. Is that why that Caesar dressing tastes so good? Is because it's constantly vibrating and getting nice and mixed up? Makes sense. Anyway. Plants could detect themselves. Oh, plus there is no known means by which plants could detect themselves. This article proves a welcome corrective to the idea that plants produce a sound. It must be used to communicate, says Rex Crawford of the University of Missouri. Well, okay, first of all, that's in Missouri. They aren't allowed to think that plants have feelings, okay? He's like, plants can't talk, okay? No, I'm sure he's a very, very more qualified individual to talk about this than me. Laura Aru at the University of Mondo and Reggio Emilia of Italy believe that this conclusion is premature, though, until we work out how plants communicate with each other, experimentality elevated. Okay. Well, basically, we didn't learn goddamn thing there, did we? Turns out we don't know. They still might be communicating. The plants are communicating somehow. They're evolving, knowing, learning. They have to communicate in some form or way. That's why the ecosystem works. There's some form of communication happening. I don't know. I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm a fucking moron. I think that I think it's pretty neat that nature is weird as it is, you know? I live in my house now, and I saw nature in the purest form there is, okay? Like, that's why I like living in a house now, is because in my backyard I get to see nature in its purest form, you know? Watching birds and squirrels fight over feed we put out for them. That's nature as it was intended. I did see two squirrels beefing the other day. It was so funny. I've never seen this happen before, and I didn't know it was a thing. But so that it's starting to warm up, so the squirrels are coming out and they're trying to find their old stashes and shit. And it's not that they were hibernating; they've been eating their stash the whole time. But now they're just like going through the yard trying to find more food. They're back in that mode, dude. It's made it through the year, time to scavenge some more. And we had these two squirrels in our backyard, and I was just watching them out the back window. And I saw the one kind of start digging, and then I saw this bigger, kind of fatter one come up. And he got up, sat up on his back legs, and pounded his chest, just pounding his chest like he was fucking King Kong, dude. I was like, holy shit, he's trying to alpha male him. This proves to me, I think, and this is my theory, and I'd love to get to know. I recently watched King Kong and Godzilla. I think this squirrel sat in the tree behind my couch and watched King Kong Godzilla, and he was like, you just got to do that, and you can punk out lizards. Oh, I'm teaching squirrels how to punk out other squirrels and lizards by playing Godzilla. I'm playing kaiju movies, and they're being like, oh, man, I got to do what that giant gorilla's doing. And these fucking squirrels are getting after it, dude. I'm teaching them horrible lessons. Or cool lessons. I'm creating one giant alpha ape squirrel. There's an alpha ape squirrel out there, dude, just punking people in my yard, just pounding his chest. If you want to be an alpha ape squirrel, you know where you guys should go? punninggame.com. That's right, everybody. punninggame.com is where you can find great shows like this, Not Worth the Time, which you're currently listening to, and other good shows like Who Gives a F with me and Nathan on my weekly podcast that you can check out. That's a lot of fun, so go check that out. But if you really want to watch me struggle to read these articles or want to see my dumb faces, I say stupid things about squirrels becoming gorillas, You go to youtube.com and go to Comic Wade Taylor. Comic Wade Taylor on YouTube is where you can find this show, the video version. You can find clips of my stand-up. You can find my half-hour this is the show, Not Worth the Time. You can find my half-hour Wild Horses on there, so go check that out, guys. And then on the punninggame.com, guys, we have the Punning Game shop where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, and all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite show here at punninggame.com. So grab yourself some threads, and don't forget to use promo code NWTPOD. That's NWT Pod, and that gets you free shipping at checkout. So go check out the Punning Game shop and get yourself something cool this year. Guys, this has been Not Worth the Time. This has been a fun, weird one this week. I just kind of rambled on, and I appreciate you listening to it. I hope I help you get through your Monday. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.